Welcome, beautiful souls. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, and I'm doing a reading for you. It is the energy of the full moon in Aquarius. It seems like this energy has been containing us forever, and in part it's because of the bigness of the energy. But I'm going to do a shared reading for you today, and I'm going to start with the Soul's Journey Oracle card. And I've pulled the Doubt card. I release the need to know all the answers. One of the things I like about this card is the beautiful deep forest green that surrounds this beautiful mandala shape. And I like this because it reminds me of the journey, the personal journey, being in the woods, being lost in the woods, and that sense may be relating to some of you right now. It isn't that the woods are not nourishing, they are. And the woods that you might feel metaphorically lost in is really the rich, earthy context of our personal journeys. We've been on this earth before. We will return. Many of us will return. And some of us are new to this incredibly rich, awesome planet that is our home. And this sense of being lost in the woods is full of enchantment, full of magic, and reminds us of the vast resources that are available, that we are a part of and that are a part of us. So this is all to describe this need to know the answers when I think in this particular context where we are finding ourselves now, we have opened up to the expansiveness of our environment, truly, that environment that includes connections and layers, spheres within our world, worlds within our world, and we are a world within other worlds. And that connectiveness is in an awareness that we are expanding right now. And yet at the same time, it is natural for us to wonder where we're going, wonder what moves ahead. And I think this card is reminding you that one need not know the end of the destination in order to know that you're on the right path. But this trust that is required, this faith that is required, not only in yourself, but in the universe, is also required in order to enjoy the journey. And from the Crystal Spirits Oracle, I've pulled the Obsidian. And this is beautiful energy for grounding, which I really like, for protection and grounding, which I think really pairs with this sense of the deep forest within which we may be enchanted at the same time that we occasionally feel lost and even fearful. The obsidian is reminding us that this existence within the natural world is the basis. It is base. It is the grounding, and we are protected. We are protected in who we are, and our common intention with all creatures to grow, to thrive, to shine, to glow, to flow. I'm going to read a little bit about obsidian because I think it's such a beautiful stone. And all of us are ever changing and a mix of past, present, and future, and hopes for the future. The challenge is to trust that you, the you that you're becoming, will be loved and supported, even if you're still exploring your potential, still unfamiliar with the new territory you've entered. Love yourself in all your complexity, knowing that whatever strengths you need are present. And Obsidian Spirit is here to amplify them through the power of self-awareness. Just as observing a particle or a wave, the observer can change its form, so too in observing yourself can you begin the process of self-transformation. You are loving the you that you are becoming. So there's more, but there's one section I wanted to just include. Any discomfort you have in looking at your relationship to yourself is simply part of the necessary transition to accepting yourself as you are. And you must accept yourself for healing to take place. Self-awareness will lead you to feeling comfortable and confident in growing abundantly. So this is setting the context, I believe, for a whole heaven full of constellations that are helping us to recognize the importance of our individuality, our own personal path, our personal growth, our personal creativity, and the way that is included in community that exists all around us. We are part of numerous communities. We aspire to new associations, new attachments, new relationships that bring us fresh ideas, fresh inspirations, fresh opportunities for attending to the well-being of us all, including the planet itself. So for the present, we have the Seven of Cups. This is really confirming for me that despite the sense of being lost in a beautiful forest, and when I say lost, I don't mean that in a purely negative sense. I mean that in the sense of kind of wandering, not aimlessly, but wandering, allowing yourself to explore pathways and diversions that you might not have ordinarily allowed yourself to explore in the past without needing a rhyme or reason to do so. This really is about amplifying the sense of feeling good, allowing yourself to to gravitate towards those things that empower you, that feel good, that match you, that you find camaraderie or connection with. And this is the openness of the world, even from that sense of not being absolutely clear about the next step forward, that you are aware that you have many options. And these options may all exist as separate aspects of your life, a project, a destination, a goal that you have. It may refer to the various options you have as invited by other members, opportunities you're considering, and ones that you know are resonating with the path that you're on. So these are not all the baubles and beads that are typically available when we are promised newness in some direction. This is really knowing that everything that grows you on your path is ultimately for your highest good, and that is this is a way of sharing that with others. In the past, the Ace of Swords. This is interesting because it really is pairing right away for me with the doubt card. Part of the doubt exists because you're bumping up against the limits of your knowledge. And this is a kind of an important place to be in order to have a breakthrough, which it appears that you are experiencing now. This can be a discrete breakthrough in the past or new idea, miraculous new direction. You are in a period of opening up to the necessity of looking at disintegration, crumbling structures or forms in your life being opportunities to steer things in a direction that more clearly reflects your own desire. And that requires a lot of breakthroughs because you're not the only one who is experiencing dysfunctions in the social order. And to that end, this is really about opening up yourself up. This long healing journey many of you have been on has been about opening up to the myriad of possibilities that distinctly are not about destruction or disaster, even if they are about disruption and unexpected change, unanticipated differences, opportunities. In order to open yourself up to that, you have allowed yourself to move into an area of enchantment, of overwhelming wonder and awe as you view the universe in a way that is eternally expansive, that goes on forever. And that's why I'm kind of relating this to a magnificent forest, the most magnificent forest you can think of. The deep green trees here are really resonating with acres and acres, miles and miles of trees. In the future, the Six of Cups. I think this is describing, I love this. This is describing your memories of the past. And I think there's something you're retrieving from your past. A lot of things you're retrieving from your past, because this healing journey, this journey of discovery, self-discovery, is necessarily including opportunities for you to refamiliarize yourself with aspects of your past that are associated with pleasure, with empowerment, with playfulness, with joy. And I think that is some of what has been wrung out of our lives with the angst and the drama and the apparent chaos of social disorder. But I think for many of you, you're recognizing, as you see your path, your purpose, perhaps your mission more clearly, that you do have a purpose, that you've always had a purpose if you care to look, and that purpose was a moment along the way in your life where you exercised your talent, your gift, your specialness in a way that gave pleasure to others. First and foremost, a lot of joy to you as you flowed this talent in a way that felt natural, that felt easy, that didn't feel like you had to strive, but something that you were comfortable with working into, receiving every challenge as one that you were made for. This feeling of soul bond, soul purpose, and that includes relationships naturally. This can be the reconnection to important family members that you now are experiencing a changed, more joyful, appreciative connection after some time has passed, after you have undoubtedly done some work on your own sense of compassion and love, in forgiving yourself and forgiving others for things you just didn't know about, particularly as you're recognizing yourself enter into new terrains of knowledge, self-awareness, not needing to know the answers, but also having faith and confidence in yourself and in your relationships that you can create meaning together. If this reading is resonating for you, please like this video and subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. I really appreciate your presence with me here now. And so I'm going to clarify the past, present, and future with a few cards. And I have the Four of Earth and the Nine of Cups, clarifying the Ace of Swords in the past. The Seven of Cups. Okay, whatever that is, it wants to come out, as does this card. Okay. This one, the 10 of water, the 10 of cups, 7 of earths, is clarifying the 7 of cups in the present. And for the 6 of cups in the future, 2 cards, please. I have the love card, the lovers, and the queen of air, or the queen of swords. So there's a lot here about heart opening while you are gaining a sense of groundedness. It's interesting because what I'm getting from your past is that for many of you, one of your most startling revelations is the practicality and the strength to rebuild and reevaluate the responsibilities, the motivations, the obligations that you have. Because you're really looking to not replicate what you've inherited. And I'm thinking of this in the largest sense possible, vis-a-vis yourself, your relationships, your communities, but to create something that you truly desire. And that is part of the illumination that you're experiencing at this time. And this is backed up by this newfound sense that that you are gaining around what supports you, being seen, checking in with your emotions and the intelligence of your intuition and your feelings so that you are gravitating more and more to the things that value you. As you uncover, as you get in touch, you become familiar with what value you have, the value you bring, your worthiness, your deservedness, your desire and willingness, despite hardship, despite having to be frugal, practical, live within your means. You have understood that you are so much more than the necessary box that has been created for you, or that you may unwittingly have recreated for yourself and thus for others. So there's a lot here about your sense of awareness, about your right to be loved and cared for, supported, cherished, and that you're claiming that. And that's an interesting turn because I do feel many of you have upheld, been responsible for families, communities, organizations, employment, and that has been your value, that you have enjoyed much of that work, but you haven't been recognized fully for it. And you've really had to learn to find your own value in those experiences. So in the present, the 7 of Cups is talking about the 10 of water, the 7 of earth. Interesting. Water and earth are still themes here of uncovering, grounding your feelings, respecting your experiences and the feelings that have arisen as a part of your experience, honoring them, looking at them, not being afraid of them. This is really about evaluating where you are, and that's part of how you are recognizing the various options that are available to you. Looking at what you've been able to create, where you're at in this moment, and recognizing that you have so many more resources available, and that you can utilize those resources in building a practice that allows you to feel successful, confirm your purpose, your mission, the reason you're here, what motivates you. Clearly, one of the experiences you've manifested in your life is a loving support of family, community, friends, however you define that. That is your reality in this moment in some way, an abundance of support. in a mutually reciprocal environment in which you with others work to consciously amplify whatever it is you have, no matter how modest it is, aware that working, cooperating together amplifies that for everyone and provides that protection and that safety that is so important for us to be able to be vulnerable, to be open about what our needs are. You're coming from a world where stating your needs was not always safe. You were expected to provide for the needs of others, but you were not expected necessarily to have needs. And it's taken you a while to recognize that you not only have needs, but are deserving of the best as you would wish for others, that the best is available to you through your ability to cooperate with others and to be honest with yourself about what works and what doesn't work for you as an individual. And this is more about the weaving together about personal experience and capacity, potential, and the collective experience, the community you live in, balancing the needs of everyone and the needs of yourself. And this is really highlighted by Jupiter and Pluto in the current configuration of the full moon, where Pluto is conjunct the moon, along with other planets are aspecting that, and Jupiter is conjuncting the sun. And the Pluto naturally in Aquarius speaks about our advancement as a collective, as a community, as humankind. And Jupiter in Leo puts us in touch with our own individual creativity and how essential it is that we each find and contribute that. We don't have, not what everyone else is doing, what we do, who we are. And this opposition is really squarely putting us in a place of recognizing that this is something that we can all achieve, that we have the resources, the knowledge to achieve this on a global scale. So instead of shutting down and conforming and trying to stay within the structures we've inherited, it is an opportunity to expand, create new structures, new options, new opportunities for people to do what they do best and contribute that to the world. In the future, the Six of Cups is clarified by the Love card. This is the Lovers and other decks, and it's interesting because it has features of the Strength card, what we often think of as the Strength card. But this card is about our choices, the choices we're able to make, and it feels like you have a choice about an opportunity, a relationship, an experience in the past that is before you again. I'm getting some Judgment card vibes here. But the Queen of Air indicates that you are fully capable of detaching yourself from what feels like some very powerful feelings and recognizing what will serve you for the long term. Because the Love card is really about choices, the ability to discriminate and to discern what is going to give you the long-term benefit that you seek. You're already here in the land of long-term community, long-term, joyful, productive community. So that is your goal for the world, and being in there, sustaining that means that your relationships, opportunities, and efforts are not about instant gratification. You already have found your contentment, your satisfaction. You know what makes you happy, but you want to sustain that in the healthiest way possible. And so perhaps with a choice to reconnect from something in the past, you are considering it. Is this something that I can enjoy that I can build with over time, that can honor my work beyond me as an individual and wants to join in with that, can complement that, can support that. Am I creating opportunities in all of my relationships to allow them to find agreement, find settlement, find balance without my expectation of what they should be or what I should be? Is it fair? Is there a balance between giving and receiving? And this really feels like there is some big commitment to some rather big ideas here. There may be a way that you are some kind of facilitator or a guide, counselor in a system or an opportunity, a collective opportunity with others where you are helping others to guide decisions along similar lines. But you are always a voice for new ideas, innovations, curiosity, discarding assumptions and being very clear-eyed about what it is you desire as a starting point in a way that exposes truth, that works towards justice and balance for those involved. Such a lovely reading. I'm going to leave it here. I hope this has been insightful. Until next time, namaste.